Before we start, please hear a message from International News Today Network. Starting today, for every subscriber, International News Today Network will plant one tree to save our planet. Please help contribute in saving our planet by subscribing to our channel. One subscriber equals one tree. Thanks. Eduard Mkrtchyan, injured during Russian shelling of the Ukrainian city of Mariupol, said he was forced to evacuate and, at a Russian-controlled checkpoint, said he was given false information and forced to travel into Russia. He told officials he wanted to go to western Ukraine, to a city called Zaporizhzhia, but was told there's no Zaporizhzhia anymore, he said in an interview with Ines de la Cultura. Instead, he was brought to a so-called filtration camp, a checkpoint in Russian-controlled areas of Ukraine where reports have emerged of people being interrogated for hours, their biometric data being recorded and their photos on their phones wiped. He said he was repeatedly misled, and brought deeper and deeper into Russia. I was deceivingly taken to Russia, he told News. The U.S. Department of State estimates that between 900,000 and 1.6 million Ukrainian citizens, including 260,000 children, have been interrogated, detained, and forcibly deported to Russia, adding that the unlawful transfer and deportation of protected persons is a grave breach of the Fourth Geneva Convention on the Protection of Civilians and is a war crime. There are at least 18 filtration camps that have been set up along the Russia-Ukraine border, according to Michael Carpenter, the U.S. ambassador to the Organization for Security and Cooperation in Europe. During his interrogation, Mkrtchyan says, "They asked me to undress. They asked me the meaning of every tattoo on my body. They deliberated a long time whether or not to let me go. I realized that they could kill me here," he said. "You have to fill out a form. There are different questions. For example, do you have relatives in the armed forces of Ukraine, do you know about the location of Ukrainian military bases, and so on," said Mariupol resident Ruslan Boko, who says he spent 4 days at a filtration camp. According to a statement released on Wednesday by the U.S. Department of State, evidence is mounting that Russian authorities are also reportedly detaining or disappearing thousands of Ukrainian civilians who do not pass filtration. There are very strong grounds to believe that those individuals detained by them experience ill treatment and even torture, said Loxhina. The woman who was sitting next to me in the filtration camp, her husband had been gone for 2 weeks. He was taken away for filtration and not returned. There were at least 10 women I spoke with who had similar stories, said Mkrtchyan. Russia has acknowledged that it is resettling Ukrainian refugees, yet claims it is for humanitarian reasons. After spending time in a refugee camp in Russia, Mkrtchyan eventually traveled across Russia to Estonia where he now lives, awaiting the opportunity to return to Ukraine. "How can I stay in a country that destroyed my life?" he said.